Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, homestead in the desert. Yeah, you can see my footprints right there where I just got out of the tote-cuzzi. It was a little hot today, about 102 or so. Not really major, but it's the end of the day, and I said, well, I got to shoot a video, but I think I'll cool off first. So I did. I went in there and I soaked for about an hour. And boy, did that feel good. Water temperature is around 82 degrees or so. So when it's 102 out, a 20-degree drop really is refreshing without a shock to the body. But I did notice something that I will have to address here, because I did put the blower motor on out of season. And I figured, well, mounting it there was high enough up, but it's not. Because once you get into the water level rises. And there's a little air hole right there. And that little air hole is below the water level when somebody's inside the tote-cuzzi. So the water runs out on the ground. So gotta cut the pipe here. I'll get myself a coupler or whatever fittings I need, and I'm going to raise this thing up to this location up here, and that way it's way above water level. I don't ever have to worry about it again. And then I did have this set up with this cigarette lighter plug that would plug into the Harbor Freight controller here, and I'd have to get out to plug it in to use the blower while I was in the tote-cuzzi. But I do have a wire coming out here and going down into the waterproof box that powers the pump down there. So I will be making a change on that, and I think I'll take this wire, I'll cut it off where I need for the length, save the adapter, because those always come in handy, and then I'll wire this wire right into the hot wire that comes into the box, so that I'm all set to go. And then I'll have my switches right on the pump itself, so I can just reach out through here, hit the switch, and I get my water agitating in there. Cool. All right, so not going to be a real long video today. Going to be a short one. I didn't do a heck of a lot, except I did some thinking and some planning and some paper scratching and stuff like that. But I did want to clarify on yesterday's video about E85 fuel. Okay, now you cannot use E85 fuel in just any vehicle. Okay, that's why I showed you my vehicle is flex fuel. Okay, they call it an FFV. F, F, and V for fuel, flex fuel vehicle. Okay, now you have to have a flex fuel vehicle if you're going to use ethanol, because the alcohol will eat up rubber components and brass components and things like that on your engine, and it's going to cost you a lot of money to do repairs down the line. So you really don't want to get involved in that. Now, the number one way of determining whether you have a flex fuel vehicle or not is very easy. You come over, open up the gas cover. If it has a yellow gas cap, yellow means E85, and it says E85 or gasoline. I can use either one in this vehicle. This vehicle is designed for the E85, and the computer is already programmed by the manufacturer, so it doesn't matter which fuel you put in, the computer automatically makes the adjustments to run most efficiently on the fuel you're using, whether it's gasoline or E85 ethanol. All right, so I wanted to make that perfectly clear, because I had a few people that were jumping on me saying, "Oh, you can't use that. It's bad. It's bad juju. It'll ruin your car." Okay, I did my research before I decided that I was going to use it. The only reason that brought me around to it was because I saw a sign at a gas station on my trip towards the grocery store one day that it said E85 fuel, $3.89 a gallon. And I said to myself, what the heck's that all about? So I researched E85, and then come to find out my van is set up for E85. So I could have saved a lot of money along the way if I'd have been using E85 instead of paying $6 and change per gallon. Now, I know some people said, oh, there's a 20% drop in fuel mileage when you use ethanol. All right, there may be if you're using it in a vehicle that is not prepared for E85. Now, from what I found in my research is that I should be getting around the same mileage with the E85 as I do with gasoline. But I'm not going to take anybody's word for it. I'm going to, well, I have already did this. When I filled up last, I set my trip meter to 0. So when I notice that my gauge is down to a quarter or down a third of a tank or something like that, I'll go back and fuel back up again. And when I fuel back up, then I'll know how many gallons it took, how many miles I got, and I can do the math and tell you if I'm getting more or less miles per gallon. Now, I know that I did check it before, and with running on regular gasoline, I was getting about 15.5 miles per gallon, 15.5. Okay, so at 15.5 miles per gallon, if I'm somewhere within a mile or two per gallon of that using E85, and I'm saving $30 on or $40 on a fill up, that's worth it to me. All right, so just wanted to clarify all of that. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share. This is G Bear signing off.